What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, it looks like it's only been about a month since Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon has come out, but it looks like we're already getting ready for some Gen 8 leaks, as we've got some leaks here to talk about, and this is obviously for the upcoming Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch, and we already know about this. Like I mentioned before, Game Freak already talked about how there is a Pokemon game, a core RPG for the Nintendo Switch that's already in development. We got this announcement at E3, and so after Ultra Sun and Moon, they already talked about how Ultra Sun and Moon are the last 3DS games, and now we're going to be moving on to the Nintendo Switch. So we've actually got some leaks here, and these leaks come from a credible source, and I know you guys probably saw that in the thumbnail, so you're probably wondering, well, how are these leaks credible? And that's because these leaks come from POKÉSarena. Now, if you don't know who POKÉSarena is, POKÉSarena was the person who translated the original Chinese leaks for when Pokemon Sun and Moon were about to come out. So if you guys remember the hype leading up to Pokemon Sun and Moon's release, remember how we got those Chinese leaks that talked about a lot of the new Pokemon that we were going to be getting, some new Alola forms, some of the new game mechanics, and also that leak with like the pictures of the final evolutions of the starter Pokemon. So yeah, all of those leaks were in Chinese, and POKÉSarena was the person who was able to like translate all of that information into English so that we could understand that. And so she's got some inside sources herself. She always talks with some people who have some inside information, but she doesn't really talk about who these people are, as she wants to protect their identity. She doesn't want to like let everyone know who they are. You kind of just have to trust her, but she's got some inside sources who she always talks to, and one of her inside sources decided to make their information about the upcoming Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch public, and so that's what we got here, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing is she's actually got two different types of leaks here. One is from a friend of hers who has like a Japanese leak, and so I'll talk about that, and then she's also got some of her other people who have given some inside leaks as well. So we'll talk about both of these different types of leaks, and because they're kind of similar to each other, so we can see the similarities between them and also the differences as well. But yeah, let's talk about this Japanese leak that she had one of her friends who made their information public. So the first thing here is that it says the localization team has finished the game script. So I can kind of understand this. I mean, if the Pokemon team has really been working on the Pokemon Switch game for a while, I could definitely see the localization team already finishing the game script. Now obviously I don't know if the script here is the finalized version. Is this going to be the one that's going to be in the final copy of the game? This could just be like a rough script that they have of the entire game, and then they could edit that and modify it as they need to. But yeah, I think it could make sense. I mean, if the game is going to be coming out next year, as what a lot of people are saying, I mean, I think it said even on like Nintendo's official papers, if I can find those, I'll put them on screen for you guys. There was like an official Nintendo document where it said the release of Pokemon Switch was going to be 2018 or later. So the fact that they're saying 2018 really means that they want to get it out in 2018, but whether that's possible or not, I'm not really sure. But it would make sense if the localization team has already finished the game script, as that would kind of put them so that they could get the game out by next year. The next thing here is that it says all Gen 8 Pokemon have their names and are being trademarked. So I can see that as well. I mean, usually we know that like they trademark all their names. Now I don't know if they're probably going to be trademarked right now, because if you remember with Pokemon Sun and Moon, remember like there was like that Twitter bot that would kind of trademark all of those names and we would see them. I don't think that they would be there right now. I think like it would probably come a little more in the future. But remember that like when Pokemon Sun and Moon were going to be coming out, there was like that trademarking bot on Twitter that would tweet out all of the names, and that's how we figured out the names of like Solgaleo and Lunala. I wouldn't be surprised if real soon we start to see some names come out of that thing as well. Now here's the thing that really is shocking about this entire leak, and it says here the battle system has been made simplistic, and it says I've heard people say it's like a Digimon world game as shown above, and that's like a video that they're talking about here, as it's like talking about what's shown above. I'll have like a video of the Digimon world sort of battle system playing right now on this video so you can see what I'm talking about, and it says there's something more akin to Pokken. So this is something that I'm actually a little bit worried about. Now we have heard rumors about how Pokemon and Game Freak really want to make sure that this game for the Nintendo Switch is disruptive and it's different from the traditional Pokemon games that we've had. But I don't know how I would feel if they actually changed up the battle system like this. I mean, we've been used to this battle system from Pokemon for the like past 20 years with turn-based battles and choosing your moves and stuff like that. I don't know how I would feel if they just decided to randomly change that all of a sudden to something else. And I mean, someone here, I mean, with the leaks here, it's saying it's something more akin to Pokken, meaning is it actually going to be like a fighting game kind of? I don't want that to be the case. I kind of just want it to be a turn-based battle system, except in HD on the Nintendo Switch. So I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, obviously, here's what I'm going to do. I'm obviously going to give it a chance if this turns out to be real. I'm not just going to be like, oh, it's not a core RPG Pokemon game, or it's not like a traditional Pokemon game, I'm just not going to get it then. No, I'll give it a chance. This is like basically what they're doing again with the gyms and trials. Like with trials, I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to be so bad. I mean, it's not like gyms anymore. Gyms are so used to a Pokemon game. Like, why were we going to get rid of them and just put trials in? But trials ended up being pretty fun. So who knows how this is going to work. I just don't know how I feel about this, getting rid of this, because it's such a big part about Pokemon. So yeah, it says here, people are conflicted with others calling the change harmful while others say it's innovative. It's cool to see a lot of this lines up with what Lavandula has been told. So this is, I think, talking about some other leak that someone was saying. But here it says people are conflicted with others saying that the change is harmful while others are saying it's innovative. So they're talking about the new change to the battle system. And I don't know how I feel about this. Like I just said, I mean, could this actually be harmful to the Pokemon series? Because you've got all these veteran players who are going to be so used to having turn-based battles and stuff like this for the past 20 years, and then you've got some new people who are just going to be seeing Pokemon for the first time, so they're not going to be knowing that this wasn't like actually how Pokemon was. So I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't want the battle system to be changed. How about you guys let me know down below what you think about this? Would you be okay if the battle system changed with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch, or are you like me and you kind of just want the traditional turn-based battle system? Definitely let me know down below. Alright, so that's going to do it for the Japanese leaks from PokéSerena, and now we've also got some Chinese leaks from PokéSerena as well. So these are some leaks from her other friends, and they kind of do line up with what we got from the previous Japanese leaks, and so that's why I'm saying here that this could also be pretty credible, but then there's also some differences here as well. So yeah, let's take a look. The first thing it says here is the Chinese localization team has already finished translating the game script. So here it matches up with what was said with the other leak, except the other one just says the localization team, and here it's being specific to saying the Chinese localization team. So that's pretty cool. The next thing here is that it says there will be no new Mega Evolutions introduced in the new games. And I kind of figured that this was going to be the case. It really is a shame though. I really wish that they added some more Mega Evolutions. It seems to me like Game Freak is really just sort of taking away the whole aspect of Mega Evolutions. They kind of just want to fade it out and make people forget about him. And I don't know why that's the case. I mean, if they didn't want Mega Evolutions to be like that, then why did they put them in the games in the first place? I really enjoyed the Mega Evolutions. I think that they're so cool, and they have a way of making Pokemon that aren't used that often become really useful, like Beedrill, for example. Like, whoever used Beedrill in like competitive battles, but now you could use Mega Beedrill and it's got like some viability to it. So I don't really understand why Game Freak wants to phase out Mega Evolutions. I think that they're a really cool part of the Pokemon games, and I don't want people to forget about them. I think it would be really cool to just keep them in the games. And I don't watch a lot of the Gen 7 anime, but I did watch 2 of the episodes, mainly the ones with like Ash getting back with Brock and Misty, and I watched those episodes because growing up with Pokemon and watching the old school episodes, I figured it'd be kind of cool to see how Ash would react by seeing these old characters again. And what was so cool about those episodes was in the episode, Brock and Misty both had Mega Pokemon. Brock had a Mega Steelix, and then Misty had a Mega Gyarados. And I kind of just saw those Mega Evolutions, and I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, Mega Evolutions are so cool, and it's such a cool aspect to have in a Pokemon game. And I mean, seeing that even in the anime, it looks so much cooler to me than seeing like Ash use some Z moves and stuff like that. And I figured it would be much better to see that in high definition, seeing like Mega Evolutions take place. I think it would have just looked so cool on the Switch. I don't know if this means like there's not going to be Mega Evolutions. I'm sure they're probably going to add them somehow, but to see that there's not going to be any new ones, that is kind of upsetting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Now the next thing here is that it says Z moves will return and will now use motion controls to activate using the Joy-Cons. And what's so cool about this is I actually saw something about this on Twitter, and I don't know if I can find the exact tweet, but I know like a really famous Chinese game developer tweeted something about like using the Joy-Cons, and I know someone was telling me about how this could mean with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch, you could use like the Joy-Cons to throw a Pokeball, like you could use the motion controls with that, or you could use the motion controls to like use your Z moves and stuff like that. And I think that that would be pretty cool to add. I just hope that this isn't the only way that you can use Z moves. Like, I hope this is just like an optional fun little way if you want to use motion controls to use your Z moves. I really don't want to be doing like Wi-Fi battles and then if I use a Z move, have to do the motion with like all of my Joy-Cons. So I hope that that's not the case, but I think it would be kind of cool to add that. And yeah, I just hope that there's a normal way to use the Z moves as well. The next thing here is that it says the central plot revolves around the conflict between tradition and innovation. So this also matches up with one of those videos that I made a few weeks ago talking about how Pokemon Switch could have a lot of innovation, and Game Freak is really looking to try new things with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. And so here it says the central plot revolves around conflict between tradition and innovation. So could that mean there's some like new things that they're trying to do with the plot here, and like there's some traditional old school things from Pokemon games as well? There's not really a lot of things here to help us understand what this could mean, but I guess it sounds pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. Now the next thing here is that it says the region inspiration has been rumored to be in Spain or Italy. So this actually matches up with one of my videos that I made a few days ago. If you remember, I made a video talking about how the next Pokemon generation could take place in Spain, and I made a really long video that followed a theory that someone made on Twitter, and there's actually a lot of hints here that could tell us why the next Pokemon games could take place in Spain. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, I highly encourage you to go and check it out. You'll probably be shocked at all of the clues that are in there and all the hints that could lead us to thinking that the next Pokemon games could be in Spain. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to think that the next Pokemon games could actually be in Spain. And the last thing that's on this list here is talking about the release, and it says here release to come in late 2018, and it says here in parentheses December or early 2019. So here I think that this kind of matches up with what people are expecting. Obviously, like I said it before, I'll show you the picture again. On Nintendo's official documents, it says here 2018 or later, and it really says 2018, so I think that they really want to try to get it out in 2018. I think that 2018, Nintendo knows if Pokemon can make it out in 2018, that's going to sell so many Nintendo Switches. You know that Pokemon is a huge franchise for Nintendo. There's going to be so many people who, like, next Christmas, they're all going to be asking for Nintendo Switches just to play the next new Pokemon game. So I think that that would make a lot of sense. And it says here early 2019 as well. So obviously that's if Pokemon gets a little bit delayed. If this game isn't able to make it out in time, then it'll probably be like an early 2019 release. And we have seen Pokemon games come out in like early throughout the year. I think like Black and White 2 maybe. I think those came out in like the summer. I know a few games definitely did come out in the summer for Pokemon. I just don't think that it would make a lot of sense. I think even Nintendo knows here that this is going to be a big hitter on the Switch, and they want to make sure that this is like a holiday title. So I think that that would make sense. And I feel like this is really similar to how it was for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And if you guys remember earlier this year, like when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was revealed, everybody was like, okay, it's saying 2017, but we all know it's going to be delayed till 2018. Like, I know I was saying that, everyone was saying that. No one expected Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to actually come out in 2017, but they were really persistent on making sure that that game could come out this year, and that's what ended up being the case. It came out in early December, so I figured that would kind of be the same case here with Pokemon. Maybe they know, like everyone here is saying like it's going to be 2019, myself included, but maybe if they really want to get out the game, it'll probably be like early December, so that would make a lot of sense as well. Let me know what you guys think about the release for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Do you think it'll probably be in late 2018, or do you think they're going to push it to 2019? And finally, the last bit of information here is just more about the battle system, and this is from the Chinese leak. So here it just says, these details pale in comparison to what has been said, though, that the game's feature is a new simplified battle system, which has been compared to that of the Digimon World games. For those not familiar with them, they use a real-time battle style in which moves are still selected via menu and include the option to attack or block moves from your opponent. It has also been compared to the battle system of POKÉMON Tournament, in which moves are either attacks, blocks, or grabs, and work in a rock, paper, scissors, or paper fashion. So I can see here what they're trying to say. Maybe what they're trying to do here with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch is they're trying to make it kind of more like the anime, whereas you know in like the anime when like Ash says Pikachu dodge it, he can dodge attacks. Obviously we can't do that in like our Pokemon games on the 3DS and stuff like that. We pretty much just get hit with whatever flamethrowers and stuff that are attacked to us. So maybe here we could actually have a chance to avoid moves or something like that. Like I don't know how exactly this is gonna work. Like if someone's gonna use Thunderbolt on me, and if I choose to block it, like do I actually have a chance of blocking it? Do I always block it? Like I don't know exactly how it's gonna work, but it kind of seems like it's gonna be like Pokemon Tournament here as well. They're saying like it's gonna be a rock, paper, scissors fashion. So kind of saying like how shielding will defend you against attacks, but then grabbing is gonna be able to beat shielding. So kind of like that. I mean, I don't know how exactly it's gonna work. I still am a little bit suspicious about this new battle system. I don't know if that's the right word, not suspicious, but just I don't know how I feel about it. Like I kind of need to see how it's like if this turns out to be the case, and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling exactly until the system is revealed to us. Now before I wrap up this video, I just want to talk about something real fast that Mr. Kazumasa Iwao said to Famitsu. So Famitsu is like a magazine in Japan, and they interviewed him, and if you don't know who Mr. Kazumasa Iwao is, he's like the guy who was really big behind the development of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If you saw the recent videos that the Pokemon Company has been putting out about like the guessing game, he's always the guy on the right who's trying to guess what Mr. Omori has on his head. But anyway, he was talking about the year of 2017, and here's a quote that he said, and I'll put it up on your screen right now. So yeah, he just said here, "Happy New Year. In In 2017, we were able to release Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and we express our deep gratitude to everyone who has been playing it. In 2018, we will still continue to hype up Pokemon, so please look forward to it. And I just thought that it was really interesting how he said right there that in 2018, they're still going to continue to hype up Pokemon, meaning there's still going to be information that's going to be coming out next year. So that could mean that it might not be a gap year like 2015. Because remember 2015, everybody hated that year for being a Pokemon fan. That was like the year that we barely got any information about some upcoming games. They didn't tease us about Pokemon Sun and Moon. They didn't tell us anything. We were pretty much just out of any information about Pokemon Sun and Moon or any type of Pokemon information at all. To be honest, like we didn't have any information. I think there was a little bit of information that came out about Zygarde. Like that's when we got those new forms about Zygarde revealed to us, like the cell form and like that new dog form and stuff like that. There was like that was revealed about Pokemon, but besides that, there was really nothing in 2015. So here he's saying that in 2018 they're still gonna hype up Pokemon. That makes me pretty excited because that means even if Pokemon or even if this Nintendo Switch game is not going to be coming out till 2019, if they show us a few new trailers next year about this game or just give us some teasers, that's still going to make a lot of people excited. So I just wanted to add that in this video. And so there you go guys, that's all the supposed information that we have here for the brand new Pokemon game that's going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Definitely be sure to click that like button if you enjoyed this video and comment down below and let me know all of your thoughts on this information. Are you guys really hyped now for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know how you feel about all of this information. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to cover some more Pokemon Switch news in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero if you ever want to tweet me something or ask me something. I'm usually able to reply to everyone on Twitter, so definitely go and follow me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.